wait for everybody to join in here. I got some things I want to talk about, and also the meet tonight, as well as Dodge, the plans that they've got going on, as well as the plans I have for my channel. So I'm just going to wait for everybody to get in here, and then we were going to start with the vlog, or the live vlog, as I am currently in the middle of finishing another video on my Integra Type R. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I do want to talk about a couple of things about my channel, as well as Dodge and what they're doing. And what's up, Hamza? So I basically, I want to discuss a couple of things that I talked about with Jose. The previous live video, I do have a lot more vlogs. I have stopped the vlogs recently because I'm trying to get some other things done, and hopefully by mid to end of April, there'll be a lot more daily stuff coming. With Sean, thanks so much for watching, buddy. So I basically have done some more research, and I just wanted to, I figured I'd throw this out there that Dodge is working on changing up the engines for the SRT. Now, I did have a guy say to me, oh, that's not till the 2020 model, blah, blah, blah. He was like writing, oh, Anderson at the hospital. Are you a doctor, Anderson? But no, it's like, he said, oh, the Dodge SRT engines are not going to change till 2020. It's not 2019. I never said 2019, so I want to re-clarify some things I researched and things that are going on with Dodge. Now, the new 7.0 liter SRT, thanks, Kamal. I appreciate that, buddy. What's up, Brett? And so basically, the new 7.0, oh, workers' comp. Are you all right, Anderson? I hope you're okay. What's up, Daniel? So the 7.0 SRT engine is going to replace the 6.4. That's coming in 2020, which just happens to be the same year that the Rebel TRX is coming. So basically, what I think is going to happen here, based on what I've read, based on online and everything like that, I truly believe that we're going to see a 2020 Durango almost guaranteed. I'm going to go ahead and say this to you guys. I say 99.99%, damn near 100%. In 2020, we're going to see the Dodge Durango chapter with the 426 Hemi. Just like they got the 392 now, they're going to have the 7.0 426. Now, those will be announced a little early. You'll hear them at the auto show in February of 19, and they're going to be coming out January of 20 or November of 19, depending on how Dodge does it. But based on Dodge history, I expect you guys to hear some serious things about that car at the auto show in New York next year at this time. And they're going to be leaking it this whole year on purpose. There may even be teaser ads, who knows. But a 550 plus horsepower 7-liter SRT is coming. It's a fact. We all know it is. And it's simple put like this, like I said in my last video. In 2005, they released the 425 horse 6.1. Then you look at 7 years later, in 2012, they released the 6.4 392 with 475/485, depending on the vehicle it's in. Now, fast forward 7 years later, and here we are in 2019 for 2020, and they're going to release the 426 Hemi 7.0 engine, which is going to be probably around 550. If they go in 7 years, 70 horsepower seems like the thing. It's happened twice. It's going to be third time's a charm. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a 550, 575 horse 426 Hemi, and it's for sure coming. And all the SRTs that are non-Hellcats, non-supercharged, anything that's got a 6.4 in it is going to have a 7.0 in it. So with that being said, I am going to for sure be trading the Hellcat in for a Charger SRT, probably with the 7 or the new Hellcat engine, because rumor has it that in 2021 the new Hellcat engine will be out, and they're going to redo that in a 6.4 or maybe even a 7.0, who knows, and it may even have 800 stock. It's going to be closer to the Demon, maybe even higher, who knows. That's speculation. But I do have some big things coming for this year, and I don't want to give it away, but I will tell you guys for a certainty that I'm going to be finishing up with this, and I am going to be making a huge announcement in April, and that's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to be blown away with what I'm doing this year. So, getting a Scat Pack and supercharging versus a Hellcat, Tragic Games asks. Got to be careful. You can't get more than 6 pounds of boost on those before they blow the rods. When I'm done with the Type R, I'm going to sell it. Definitely, Kamal, I agree. What's up, Ed? What's up, Hemi Muscle? What's up, Will? What's up, Sean? What's up, everybody? So yeah, that's what's going on with the Dodge guys. They lost Tim Kaniskas, and it seems to be proving that he's passing down the good knowledge to the other boys. So that is going to be awesome. A 7-liter SRT producing 550 horsepower. They're gonna have to do it. After I sell the Type R, well, there's multiple options here without me getting into too much detail about what my plans are for the year, for the channel, as well as next month's announcement, if everything goes the way I think it will. But there are multiple options. I could sell the Type R and get the car about this year that I'm going to be doing something big with, or I could sell the Hellcat. Not sure yet, but if I do sell the Integra Type R and keep the Hellcat, or trade the Hellcat for something else and sell the Type R, we all know what I'm going to do with the money from the Type R. I'm going to be getting a Skyline. So let's just leave that there, that there is a possibility in the next year and a half, I could have a Skyline or a right-hand drive S2000, have not decided yet. Maybe even an NSX. A Dodge Journey could get an SRT, but I don't know. I will totally tell you that I've always wanted a Skyline, but I've wanted a Type R Integra more, which is why I have an Integra Type R. So with that being said, there's a really good chance there could be an R32 Skyline coming to the channel, maybe even an R33 or an R34. It just depends on the funds, but I'm thinking it's going to be an R32 or R33. But I sell the Integra Type R. I was also thinking about getting a Civic Type R or another Honda. I'm not 100% sure yet. I also have a really good opportunity to get a C5 Corvette. I might do that, but today I'm vlogging. A lot of people have requested this, so I'm vlogging in the Hellcat. I also might not take the Integra Type R to the meet tonight. I might take the Hellcat, since I haven't taken it anywhere in the last 2 months. But I do love driving the Type R, so we're gonna take a vote here again. If you guys wanna see the Hellcat at the show tonight, comment after the video goes live, or comment now live. Do both if you wanna see the Hellcat. If you guys wanna see the Integra Type R at the meet, then comment that as well. Once again, guys, just let you know, the meet tonight is the Edison Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey, upper level by Macy's. If it gets cold, we will all leave together and go underground on the backside. Just letting you guys know, it is going to be in the 40s tonight, so it's really not going to be that cold. We should be okay. But just letting you guys know that we are meeting tonight in Edison, New Jersey at the Menlo Park Mall, upper level parking at 7:30 p.m. And so I'm going to get up with my boys, Damien and Augustine, make sure the crew's out there, Denzel, Kirk, maybe bring his Firebird, lots of good stuff. I want to see everybody out there. If you have friends in New Jersey, if you're in New Jersey or within an hour drive, 2-hour drive, whatever, if you guys want to come out there, I want to see everybody at the meet tonight. It's going to be good. Last week's meet was a little small, but the last meet we did, there was like 25 people out there on one day's notice. So definitely, guys, come out tonight and check us out at the meet. I'm going to bring the Hellcat most likely. But what I will tell you guys is it's dirty. It's very, very dirty. I gotta clean it all up. Andrew, you said you can't make it. You're in Lewisburg, PA. That's not far from here, a couple hours. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Hellcat out and to the show tonight. Vlog later today, before the meet. But there are a couple other things I want to talk about as far as Skylines being illegal in America. You have to understand that there is a 25-year rule in America. In Canada, the rule is 15 years. So how is that perceived on most cars? Well, here's the thing. There are certain states in America that operate separate from the government. And what that means is that the state sees the car as being legal, whereas the federal government does not. In a couple of those states, one of them is California. Another one, I'm pretty sure, is Washington, and the other is Florida. So you got at least 3 states in the country, and if I'm not mistaken, I really think either Arizona or New Mexico is similar in a way. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Florida has always been a state that operates separate from the federal government. It's hard to explain the details because I don't want to get into politics or get into American history on my channel. But if you look back into the 50s and in the 40s, when there was all kinds of stuff going on, Florida got a really nice deal from the government. They were able to basically just pretty much operate on whatever they want. Anybody who lives in Florida has been to Florida knows Florida pretty much does what Florida wants. And they really have almost no federal regulations at all. They just do whatever they want in Florida. If Florida says it's good, and usually it doesn't get bothered. One example is, which I hate talking about this kind of stuff on my channel, but just to let you guys know, if you owe taxes to the government and you don't pay your tax, they can seize your house. In any state you live in, any house, they can seize it. They can take it, they can put a lien against it. You'll never be able to sell it. It'll be basically a condemned house. You'll never get any funds for it until you pay the government, what they do if you owe them too much money and you don't pay. Now, in Florida, it's state law that's been sanctioned by the federal government as part of this deal that I guess Florida got 50, 60 years ago, or 70, 80 years ago, whatever it was. I don't know the exact details of it, but if you have a home in Florida and you don't pay your taxes, they can't seize your homestead in Florida, which is what Floridians call it, a homestead and not a home. So it's considered on the books. Don't know why, can't explain it, but if you could owe the government $6 trillion and they cannot legally take any home from a person in the state of Florida. So basically, anybody who, like Xander and Jose, both live in Florida, and they'll both tell you that's the truth. You can't lose your home or have a lien put on your home in Florida from the federal government. They're not allowed to, and they cannot do it. It's just another perk of being a Florida resident. Now, another thing too about Florida is that there's no income tax either. So Florida has separated themselves completely from the federal government in that aspect, which is why the 25-year rule on cars doesn't apply in Florida. I mean, it applies, I guess, in the gray area, if you want to look at it like that. But it's going to be really hard for the federal government to seize a non-bonded car in Florida. They might be able to seize it when it leaves the state, but because of the way Florida operates and because of the way Florida has their laws set up, it would be very hard for someone to lose their home or lose their car for any federal regulations in the state of Florida, considering there's no emissions either. There's no inspection, there's no emissions, there's no income tax. You can't lose your homestead. The IRS can't invade you for anything you owe in Florida. There's just so many things about Florida that pretty much protect the people, and I have to respect that because most states in this country really don't give a crap about the people that live in it except tax. And for example, one of those states is New Jersey and another one is New York. They don't give a shit about the people. Most places do not. Florida is not that way. I do really agree with a lot of the ways that Florida operates. But enough about Florida. That's just going to give you the insight on, the car scene in Florida is always good. It's just the way it is, and it's all part of the deal Florida got with the federal government. It's all like legal, like everything is like the way it is. There's just no way around it. They have that deal, and I don't know how it worked or how it is, but that's the way it is. So you go to Florida and you don't have to pay emissions, you don't have inspections or anything like that, and you don't got to worry about losing your house if you owe any tax, and there's no income tax. So it's very, very awesome state to live in. I lived there for a very long time, and I loved it. I also have a house here in New Jersey. So yeah, with that being said, I'm definitely want to touch base on some things and some plans for the channel. So an R34 Skyline, I have a guy who can get them for me. I'm thinking about that. Also an R32 or an R33. It depends. I might do that when the Integra is finished. I got a lot of things I have to do to the Integra Type R in order to get it done. And speaking of Integra Type R, I had a lot of guys on my channel say, hey, you know what? I like the content. I like you. I don't like you saying Integra Type R. Well, guess what? I'm not going to call it an RSX because it's not. I'm not going to call it DC5 because people who don't know what a DC5 is are not going to understand what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what a Type R is, and everybody knows what a Honda is or an Integra. And I call it an Integra Type R because it is an Integra Type R. It would be like someone saying to me, why are you calling the Hellcat a Hellcat or an SRT Hellcat? Because that's what it is. I'm calling the Integra an Integra or a Type R because that's what it is. So if you don't like hearing me say Integra Type R, then why do I even have the car to begin with? That's one thing I wanted to address. Now, there's also a couple other people out there that are complaining about the wheels I put on the car. Listen, if you guys watch me, most of the guys that are in this right now, all you guys, I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to the people who don't join my live feeds, who don't really comment, who don't participate, who just watch, put a thumb down, or put a negative comment. There's a few of them out there in my channel. That's fine. If you don't like my videos, don't watch them. But what I will say is people bitching and complaining about the wheels I put on the car. Look, I'm no fool. I'm not gonna spend $6,000 on wheels on a car that's 20 grand. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever, and there's nobody in this chat right now that would disagree with me. Why the hell would I spend $6,000 on wheels? They say, oh, it's a real Type R. Put real wheels on it. Well, as far as I'm concerned, those are real wheels. They turn, they work. They're obviously real. They're not a figment of my imagination. They're not fake. So I'm not gonna spend $6,000 on wheels. For 6 grand, like, what the fuck? For $6,000, I could buy a goddamn supercharger, I could buy an intake, an exhaust, a K Pro. I could be running fucking tens in this car for the price of wheels. What? So I can be what they called me, rice? So I'll be rice. Here's what we're gonna do. The haters say that I'm rice because I put fake wheels in my car. Well, check this shit out to all the haters. How about I put $6,000 wheels on my car and leave it stock and run 14s in a Type R, nothing done, but I got real wheels? I guess that's not rice, is it? So I'm sorry I had to let that little message and that little cat out of the bag to all the haters, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna spend $6,000 on wheels, because you know what's gonna happen? Then people are gonna be like, oh my God, Corey, you only put out one video. Like, you only put out one video in a week and a half or 2 weeks. Yeah, of course I only put out one video, because the video was the wheels, and the wheels are $6,000. Like, Mike over at Street Speed 717, the guy makes like a ton of money a month, okay? We're not gonna get into the numbers he makes, but he could buy the Hellcat in a month and a half cash. I'll just tell you that right now. But what I will say is that he doesn't buy $6,000 wheels, and he can afford to buy them. Now, I could afford to probably dig into a $6,000 or $5,000 set, but it's stupid. So anybody who says that these wheels are not real and that they're you know, fanboyish or they're rice, have no idea what the word rice means. The word rice is a food. It's an ebonic, unethical term the street has made up for a car that has been ghettofied. And it's not ghetto to put wheels on the car that are replicas that look good, that don't break your bank. That's not ghetto. That is not ghetto at all. Slamming the car and dragging the bumper, stancing the car with 10 degrees negative camber so I have no contact patch whatsoever, putting a nasty fart can on it, on a base model that isn't a Type R, and painting the car pink and putting stripes all over it. That's ghetto. That's rice. Not putting replica wheels because I don't feel like spending $6,000. So anybody out there who wants to see this video and comment, hey, why'd you put the crappy wheels on the car? Do you have a Type R? Nope, you don't. So don't talk to me about that. Anyway, so anybody that's in this chat probably agrees with me that the Integra Type R looks beautiful. They're nice wheels. I don't like to bitch about people who say negative things on my channel because they don't really bother me. I just want to set it straight because haters are going to hate, diamonds are still going to shine, and that's pretty much just it. So, you know, these are not real wheels is what they say, but they are real. They're Rotas, okay? So the thing is I'm a real car guy. I don't have to spend $6,000 on wheels to make myself feel special. I feel that I'm more of a car guy, and I'm gonna work on my car and spend money where it needs to be spent instead of, like, you know, on a set of wheels, which I think is ridiculous. RFP ones are pretty awesome wheels. I like them. I just, for some reason, I've always liked the Rota Grids, and I've always liked the Rota Slipstreams. They've always been good wheels. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, everybody who's commenting. But yeah, smart modding, Demon, I agree. Haters always gonna hate. I agree, John. Thanks so much, buddy. And I am, Ed, still doing photography. Now, the thing is, I want to show you guys, I had a little error that I made on the Integra Type R. Very, very small error. And I have to make an adjustment. So I'm gonna ask you guys what you think. If you notice, this is the JDM right here, that there's a little bit more than a finger gap. There's about maybe, I don't know, an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. It's higher on this side. So my question is, do I raise the JDM driver side up the 1/4 of an inch, or do I lower the passenger side a 1/4 of an inch to even them out, or do I split it in between, an 1/8 of an inch on each side? I don't know, because if you look out of the sun, that's the driver side. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. And then if you look at this side, you'll see that it's a little bit lower. It might be hard to tell, but you see the difference? There's probably about that much difference between the sides, maybe a 1/4 of an inch. So like I said, I can raise this up, or I can lower the other side. But I'll show you guys a rear shot. This is the lower side. And then this is the higher side. You guys see the difference? It's just a little bit. It's not much. Yeah, so maybe I'll lower the passenger side a little bit, and then I got to get some camber adjustments too. But definitely the other side will have to come down about 1/4 of an inch. Kamal, the difference between the RSX Type S and the Integra Type R are as follows. The Integra Type R has a wider stance, which you can tell here how deep the brakes are. So you get 15 millimeters wider of a stance on both sides, total of 30. And you'll see it there on the brakes. It's got aluminum control arms, whereas the RSX does not. It has just stamped steel. They're longer control arms, longer hubs, longer axles to accommodate the stamp. It also comes with a limited slip differential in the transmission and shorter gear ratios in final drive for acceleration, which help get the Integra Type R up to speed a lot faster than the RSX Type S, even though it only has 20 more horsepower, which is another thing. The cams are different, so is the pistons and rings. The compression on an RSX Type S, whoa, an accident just happened there. Holy shit, that almost was a T-bone, just running right through. Yikes. In any case, the compression ratio on an RSX Type S is 11:1. A Type R is 11.5. Another difference is the cams, as well as the intake manifold is a PRC intake manifold, whereas the RSX Type S is a PRB. So the RSX Type S intake manifold does not flow as good as the Type R, even though they look identical. Inside, the runners are a little bit different. Besides those things that I've mentioned, the Type R also gets the Momo steering wheel. It gets the red Recaros in the front, or blue or black, whichever you prefer. The black Recaros in the back as well. It also gets an aluminum shift knob for the Type R, and a few other things like a better exhaust, a better 421 header from the factory, a higher flowing catalytic converter. The Type R Integra also gets HIDs in the 2005 and 2006 models, whereas the RSX does not. Another couple of things that are different about the Integra Type R, of course, are the badging, and the springs and suspension are definitely a little bit different. The interior of the trunk liner is a little different, I guess you could say. It's just a tad bit different. There's a bunch of differences on the car that are minute, like the speedometer in kilometers, and the rev limiter is only 7,900 on the Type S, whereas it's 8,700 on the Type R. So those are just the basics of what makes them different. If I'm not mistaken, the thermostat in the Type R is different. I think the cooling starts a little bit lower temperature. I believe the RSX Type S sits at like 216 Fahrenheit or 212. And the Type R is like 192 or 204. I can't remember. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure the Type R runs cooler, which makes sense. It also has brake duct cooling instead of fog lights, which is why my car does not have fog lights, which I'm going to be installing a fog light kit. So yeah, the Integra is going to probably come back as Honda. A lot of people have asked me that question, and the reason I believe that is because they released the Civic Type R, and Acura has the NSX, which is their big deal. So the Integra could come back, but I'm most likely thinking that it is going to be coming back as a Honda. So it could go either way. But I'm going to get ready to cold start the Hellcat right now, and we'll continue talking on the vlog while I drive, as I have some errands to run. And I'm going to be heading out now. Watching me cold start the car. That's so awesome. You ready? You like the car? Okay, so I'm gonna leave. I gotta run inside my house right quick. I have to run in there and get something. I gotta run inside my house and grab something right quick, and I'll be right back. So I'm not leaving you guys. It's only gonna take me maybe 30 seconds to get this, and I'll be right back. Oh yeah, Xander, I will have a mod war with you. That sounds like a lot of fun. But we're gonna vlog. I'm gonna drive with you guys. I'm about to go inside, get something right quick, and then we're gonna hit the road in the Hellcat. Be right back. Okay guys, sorry it took me so long. I had to pick up this paper that I have to deliver. So we're vlogging in the Hellcat. I just have to verify a couple of things here. We're gonna hit the road. We're gonna talk about a lot of different stuff today. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we got the meeting tonight, so my neighbors don't complain about the car because of the fact that I have cool neighbors. The guys that are in my car club, stuff like that. And they love the car. Just forgive me while I'm looking for my pen. But they do love the car, so I don't really have any trouble with them at all. Now, the neighbors across the street like it too. I only have like one person in the block, is area that doesn't like, you know, talk to me or anything like that. We don't have any real social etiquette between them, and that's the lady across the street. And I don't think she likes the cars, to be honest, and I give a fuck less. That, someone tried to call me, and it kicked me off. Okay. So, yeah, someone tried to call me while I was filling this out. It kicked me off. But we got the cold start of the Hellcat. Now we're going to go for a drive. But my wife just told me I have to go back in the house and help my son with something. So I'm going to bring you guys with me. And then we're going to go for a ride in the Hellcat. Alrighty. It's a beautiful day out here in New Jersey. It's like 70 degrees. We're not quite, maybe like 65-ish. With the wind, it may be a little chillier. Okay. So I'm gonna take the phone with me so I don't leave you guys alone. I gotta help my son with something, and then we're gonna go for a drive in the Hellcat. So okay. All right, I'm helping my son with something on the TV, so let me see if I can, no, you don't need to do it this way. You guys want to be in the video? My wife and my son want to be in it. So just give me 1 second, I'm just fixing the TV. My wife doesn't know how to operate our TV very well. I don't know why. Hold on. Where is the remote to the TV? If you guys like Netflix, right? So my wife wants to use Netflix for my son, and I take care of the Netflix and internet bill, but they don't know how to use it. So I'm going to turn that on for them there. Okay, so Netflix on the TV. Wait a minute. It's not working because the battery might be dead. That's pretty cool. My vlog today is in my house. Why is it not working? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, Netflix really sucks. Their apps are always like unreliable. So, oh man, there it goes. Anyway, so here's my family. I'll introduce you guys for the first time to my whole family at one time. Okay, first off, I'm going to show you. Yeah, exactly, Hemi. Wives always need your help when it's car time. Always. In any case, family is more important. Family's more important. Here is my 2-month-old buddy. His name's Zach. Look at that smile. That's. Oh, he talked. He talked. He talked. You guys didn't know I had a second baby, but I do in November, which is why I've been like absent in January a lot, is because family time, and I've got another little one to take care of. So that's what I've been up to. Look at him. Why are you leaning to the side? Okay, so that's my little Zachariah. And then this is, of course, Xander. You know Xander and my wife. And my wife is selling the Durango with me. Yes, we are selling the Durango. But for anybody out there who wants to know why, you already know why. There are people that are digging into our personal affairs, though. Just letting you guys know. There's 2 people out there just digging like crazy in my personal life, saying all kinds of dumb stuff. But in any case, the wife and the son, the wife don't really like cars very much. So that's, you know, she likes houses better. So, yeah, the house is more important than the car. Right?
What's the password?
Right? She's watching Netflix, so she only cares about Netflix. Look at Xander.
This doesn't even work, this remote.
All right. So there's my other little guy over there. He's 3 months old. Happy wife, happy life. That's what Frank said. I agree. Happy family, happy life. Oh, he hit my phone. No. Look. We're vlogging. It's a family vlog. So I'm going to do a video with my wife if she wants to do it before we sell the Durango. So put all your thumbs up right now if you want to see a reaction video to my wife drive the Durango at the GTOs. I want to see 30 or 40 thumbs up right now. Everybody thumbing it up. Do you guys want to see my wife drive the Durango in a vlog and a video, and her reacting to the exhaust, whether it be negative or positive, doesn't matter. If you just want to see her drive it, I want to see some thumbs up on this video. Share it, go crazy. I'll put a camera in the Durango, let her drive, and I'll sit in the passenger seat and just video her driving. And we'll see if she likes it. And we'll do a cold start. We should go out there and do a cold start. Whoa, that was not good. Ouch. Don't do that. What do you guys think about taking my wife out right now in this live vlog and cold starting the Durango and getting her reaction? Do you guys want to see that? I think they want to see it.
I don't like that.
Let's go outside with Xander for a second. Let's cold start the Durango and get my wife's reaction. My wife doesn't really like care too much. It's like neutral to her. It doesn't matter.
We're trying to watch Moana.
They're all giving thumbs up. You want to go outside, cold start, and get your reaction? She's just going to say stupid and then walk away, honestly, probably. She's buying a Prius, by the way. That's what her car is going to be, a Toyota Prius. They're all giving thumbs up. Every one of them want to hear the Durango cold start. Okay, look, I tell you what, we could keep the Durango. We could, if I had 50,000 subscribers right now. We really probably could, to make up the difference in funds from buying this house.
Ouch.
But the subscribers aren't coming fast enough, and we got to get a house. So that's what's happening.
How about no more Bubbas?
Okay. I'm helping my wife with Netflix right quick, and then we go for a drive in the Hellcat, unless I can get my wife to come outside and cold start her Durango. Oh, that's not gonna work. My other son, you can hear who he's talking right now.
Look at you.
Right now I'm setting up Netflix. If you guys have ever had the hassle of setting it up on a TV with a remote, trying to type with a TV remote is impossible, and my wife wanted me to do this task for her right now, so it sucks trying to type with this thing. Okay. That should be it. If it's not it, I don't even remember. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, good to go. Netflix is logged in. Okay, so let's get the wife out there and cold start the Durango. If you guys can get me to 50,000 subscribers in the next couple of weeks, which I don't think is possible, if you did, then I would just take over payments of everything on it, the Durango, the house, everything. Like, I would be able to do it all. But right now, house and wife is more important. So if I had 50,000, maybe could keep the Durango. Probably could. But can't substitute a house for the Durango. Oh, my son is crying. Hey. Okay. That's the first time I've ever had my other son in my vlog. Xander's been in dozens of my videos. My wife's been in probably half a dozen, but that's Zach's first time in the video. So I'm a family man, as you guys could tell. And yeah, so I'm gonna basically be trying to make YouTube full-time. Right now it's half-time, if that. A lot more stuff coming when the subscriber count goes up. Speaking of subscriber count, if you guys notice right now, I'm teetering on 10,000. I'm at 9,960 something right now. 30 something more subscribers, I'm at 10,000. 10,000, guys. I've done that in 4 months with your guys' support. So we're gonna get out to the Hellcat because I don't think the wife wants to start the Durango. But I could cold start the Durango without her out there. Where are the keys to that Durango? I'm videoing her while she pretends to work. She's pretending right now. Are you pretending to work?
No.
She says she's not pretending to work. Okay. Well, Netflix is fixed. I'm gonna cold start the Durango. I want her to come out.
Hey, where's the remote?
It's right beside you. You want to come out and get a reaction or no? They want to see it. I'm trying to convince her to come outside and react to the Durango. Thanks, buddy. Kids are awesome. They're not a bad thing, that's for sure. They can be a little bit of hard work, I guess, but it's family. It's worth every bit of effort. Marriage and kids are not easy. I guess you could say they're not easy, but nothing's easy, and anything that's worth having is worth working hard for. So I take it she's not going to come out and react to a cold start. I'm taking the Hellcat, but I will cold start the Durango for you guys.
Stop.
What's going on with you guys? My wife has to fight with our 3-month-old son's hands from being in his mouth.
You to stop.
Well, I'm just going to cold start the Durango so they can hear it. It doesn't matter. It's just a cold start. And by the way, my wife doesn't know how to use the GTOS key. She complained to me 3 days ago that she hates the exhaust. It's too loud for driving. That's because she's driving this shit wide open. She didn't close it. So I got to show her how to open and close it. Move out of the way, buddy. Okay, so a Durango cold start, which I haven't done in a long time. My wife doesn't really like loud exhaust. She's been supportive of me doing this. So here we go, guys. Durango cold start. here's how you close the exhaust. So check this out. Oh, it's right there. You hear how it's closed right now, right? Now I'll open it back up. See right here. So, yeah. I have to show my wife how to use the GT Haas key. That's the whole problem. But yeah, you guys can hear it from over here. Right now it's open and I'll close it. See, it gets quiet. And then open. It's hard to tell from over here, but you can still hear a difference. But it is a beast. And she's very protective over it. As you can see, she's like stashing the keys in her zip-up purse. She secretly is in love with the car.
Hey, where are you going?
But we're about to get out of here. Me and my buddy are going to the car meet tonight. Maybe my wife will come out with the Durango, who knows. I'm gonna go run a few errands and drive the Hellcat. 2 cold starts, 1 video. And people are asking where the Integra is. The Integra is right there. I gotta come back and finish a vlog later today. And this week I've got some more content for... Give me some thumbs up and some comments if you guys like that Durango cold start. First time in 2 weeks or more. All right, time to hit up some track mode in the Hellcat. My wife doesn't like the gas guzzling part of the Durango. That's the part she hates the most. And I'll be honest with you guys, the Durango gets the worst gas mileage of all the cars I own. The Hellcat gets about maybe, I don't know, 25 on the highway, maybe 16 to 18 in the city. It's still stuck in track mode. I am going to Honda today. The Hellcat gets about 26 highway, 16 city. The Durango gets like 18 highway, 10 city. And the Integra gets 35 highway and like 20 something city, even while VTECing. So it's definitely the worst of the 3. Totally different ball game than the Type R. Totally different ball game right here. So much power, the 275s break away like they're 215s. Oh my God. Almost lost it there. Almost lost it. Almost. 800 horsepower and 275s don't like each other very much at all. In fact, they hate each other. They were not meant to be married. 800 horsepower and 275s doesn't make no sense. It's like putting donuts on an Integra. Can you guys hear that supercharger? Ay, ay, ay. Guys, I don't know what to say. After driving the Integra for a solid week and then driving this, I don't know. This car is a fucking animal. It literally is a fucking animal. I don't know. I just feel that supercharger all day long. As far as a hit on the Durango, the thing is with SRTs, they don't lose their value a lot. But they will when you first drive them off the lot for the first 10, 15 10 to 15 months, I would say. It just depends, like a year and a half. I really don't know the exact dollar amount, but I would say my Durango stock, if it was bone stock right now, would be worth about 60 flat, maybe 58 with the right buyer. So there's about a $7,000 hit right off the get-go. But the thing is that hit is just from driving it off the lot. If me and my wife were to wait another year to sell it, we'd still get about 55 for it, or 54. So initially we're taking about a $6,000 hit, but then in a year we're only taking $2,000 more off probably. The biggest part of the hit is the first couple of months, which is where we're at right now, which is why I think selling it now is not a good idea, but we have no choice. The thing I love about these Hellcat engines, America baby for sure. CarMax and see how much they give me. Maybe I could do a video like that, maybe, just for the hell of it. I'll ask my wife about that. But maybe it will be a good idea to do that. What I will say for sure though, is that the Hellcat engine is probably the best engine in America right now. The LT4 from Chevrolet is okay, but they can't handle the amount of power that the Hellcat can. And the Hellcat, obviously being highly tempered steel and forged, makes it really strong engine. Like Tim Barth, the tuner up in Illinois, has already said that with a good tune, properly tuned, the Hellcat could see 12 or 1,300 wheel horsepower all day. So when they made the engine at 707, it was very conservative, which is why you could beat the crap out of them and not have any trouble, because they're only operating at about 70% of their capacity, not even. So they're really capable of handling more power. The Demon is to handle 1,500 plus to the wheels before it'll blow with a good tune, and it only has 808 crank or 840. So realistically, Dodge has made these engines really strong, unlike the competitors, Chevrolet, GM, or Ford. Well, that's pretty crazy, I'll say, how this car gets up and goes. It really is. So I'm turning into a shopping center here because I've got to check my GPS. There's something wrong with my GPS. It's not flashing on the screen anymore, so I don't know where I'm going. So I'm going to just pull over here and figure out what is going on with my display, which I'm trying to do right now. It's not popping up. There it goes. Sorry, I'm not chatting with you guys right now. I'm trying to figure out where the heck I'm going. But GPS is not telling me, so I'm kind of like guessing, playing a guessing game here. I'm going to take the live feed off just for a second so I can check my GPS and figure out where I'm going. So I'll be right back. Live feed. Somehow my GPS was frozen and I had to like restart it back up, which took me like a minute. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, it's working now. So now I get back to my vlog. But I'm just headed to run some errands in the Hellcat. Nothing's better than American horsepower right here on the street. Especially 800 of them. That's a little overkill if you ask me. But it also feels good to drive it, so no complaints. It feels good to be back in the Hellcat after driving the Integra Type R for several weeks. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had to check my GPS. I kind of wish I had two phones, honestly, because you can't live stream while you're switching the screen over to a GPS. So that sucks. But a Hellcat's about $70,000, depending on what you get. You can get a good deal on them now. They're about 66K, 67K for a Challenger. For a Charger, you're probably looking closer to 69 or 70. You can get them a little cheaper, certain dealerships, certain states. So it really just depends. But everybody left the live feed. There's only a few people left because they thought I wasn't coming back. The good thing about the iPhone 10 and the new OS is that it'll leave a bar at the top that'll tell you where you're going, so you can stay on another screen like I am right now, whereas the old OS and the old phone wouldn't do that at all. It just didn't work. The Hellcat does ride good, though. What's up, Jose? The Hellcat rides really good when it's in default street mode. It's a very soft riding vehicle, very comfortable, which is why I have a Hellcat. And I haven't done that video, so maybe I will do it in the coming weeks, just for the hell of it, on the 5 things I love about the Hellcat. I really didn't want to do a video like that because a lot of people have already done those kinds of videos and just kind of played them right out. So I don't know if I would want to do it per se, but it's something that would be cool. So maybe I will do the 5 things I love about the Hellcat, and then I'll do 5 things I hate, just to help you guys understand the vehicle more and why you might want it or might not want it. So I have thought about doing it. If you're asking me why I've never done it yet, it's just because I thought it was overplayed. But leave your comments here and in the video when it's done going live. It'll delete these comments, leave more comments letting me know, hey, do you guys want to see 5 things I hate, 5 things I love, and those kinds of videos? Because I definitely will do them if you guys want to see them. You can get a used Hellcat for about $55,000, $50,000, depending on the mileage, the year, stuff like that, and how well maintained it is. You could get in that area for sure. A lot of traffic today. A whole lot of traffic. But, so yeah, you guys can't see it, but there's a banner at the top right now that tells me where I'm turning, which is pretty awesome. I love that. I don't have to leave the screen at all. 2017 Hellcat, you won't be able to find one used. If you do, it's going to have very low mileage, like maybe 1,000, 2,000 or less, unless someone drives the car everywhere. And the car's only been out. The 2017's only just came out like 6-7 months ago, or was it 9 months ago? I don't remember exactly, but they haven't been out long enough to have a ton of miles, so you're going to be paying probably $60,000, $64,000 for one of those, depending on if it's a dealer or a person. I recommend getting a 16. I got a 16 last year, which would be the equivalent of getting a 17 now, and I paid like $59,900, so I paid $60,000 flat plus tax. So I paid around $62,500 for mine. It only had 900 miles. Well, you know, they did have an all-wheel drive Charger, Hellcat, but they were blowing axles. They were blowing axles like crazy, which is why they stopped it. The problem is that they didn't think about this, because they did the Hellcat, or the Trackhawk, I mean, which isn't blowing axles. So at the end of the day, we lost that opportunity because the Jeep had more room and they put more time into it. So the Jeep has all-wheel drive, and it was blowing axles too, but they fixed that issue, and I wish they had fixed that issue on the Hellcat. That would have been awesome, but it didn't happen, so we're kind of screwed. to say the least, on an all-wheel drive Hellcat. Now, will the wide-body Charger be all-wheel drive? We don't know. But what I will tell you is for a certainty that the Charger, or the wide-body Charger for that matter, is coming out, and that's a fact. Yeah, it's hard to modify because the spindle setup, I agree. Gotta love that supercharger. Sounds beautiful. Love it. And these cars corner very well too. You know, a lot of people give the Hellcat shit because it's a big car and it doesn't handle well. I have a Type R Integra, which was solely designed for a road course, and it handles amazing. The Type R handles like almost no car I've ever driven. But the Hellcat, it is unbelievably good in the corners for a car this heavy and this big. Remember, it came off of the Mercedes chassis, the AMG chassis in the 90s, the E-Class, which was a very solid chassis, and they dominated the 90s market in Europe. Like, they were just the best. And they always took their technology away from Dodge. Dodge never had a good solid chassis until the LX platform of the Charger, which was released in like 2005 or 2006. That was the first time Dodge ever got an AMG chassis, which is this chassis. There's very little difference about the Hellcat chassis than the LX. There are some things different that Fiat did to it to strengthen it, but getting down to brass tacks here, the Hellcat sits on an LX platform, which is basically an E-Class AMG Mercedes chassis, and it's a very rugged chassis for how old it is and how heavy it is. But Mercedes have always been heavy cars. That's even the complaint that Camisa had in Motor Trend, was the fact of its weight over the BMW M5. Even though the E63 AMG and the other AMGs were amazing, they were heavy. Chryslers, coming from the heart of Benz, have always been heavy. So yes, the Hellcat is a heavy car. It's also a very comfortable car and a very well-behaved car in the handling in the corners. In fact, they did lateral G's on a skid pad, and the results were better than the Tesla was, which is $40,000 or $50,000 more than the Hellcat. And the cost of the gas savings, like Camille said in that same video, was the fact that you would never save money buying a Tesla over a Hellcat, even over the course of 5 or 10 years with gasoline, because of how expensive the Tesla really is. So the Hellcat really is an amazing sedan. I actually run into a guy with an SS, which is the Vauxhall in Australia, or Holden in Australia, Vauxhall in England. And yeah, it's a beautiful car. Love the wine, see the hearts. Oh yeah, Jose. Yeah, I think that the Hellcat will do 200 all day, but I've only done 140 in it in Mexico. Mexico streets weren't big enough to get past 140, so I had to slow down. But they are very well behaved at high speeds. Like 100 miles an hour, my Hellcat, you feel like you're doing 50 or 60. The same with the Durango. The SRTs are very well planted. The suspension, the sway bars are huge on a Hellcat. They're just ginormous. The sway bar in the Hellcat is so much bigger than the Type R Integra. They just monstrosities for sway bars. Then they've got braces in the strut towers and all kinds of things on the Hellcat that make it really stable at high speeds or turning, even for a car this heavy. So that's what makes the Hellcat a great car, in my opinion, is it's fast, it's comfortable, all the electronics and all the features, and the fact that it's so stable for a vehicle this heavy. Will it outhandle my Type R? Maybe, probably not. But in the straightaway, the Hellcat will pass the Integra Type R every time. So at the end of the race, who knows what will be a better time. A lot of people say, a lot of these kids that play Forza come into our videos, like Big Trucks was saying, and I agree with that. Big Truck Review, shout out to that guy, check out his channel, Big Truck Series Review. He was saying something like, oh, these kids play Forza, and then they come in here and they say, your car can't handle, your Hellcat can't handle this does this does that on the Nuremberg. Well, I agree with him when he said, you guys the kids, meaning the kids that are like 12, 14 years old, you've never been to the Nuremberg. Where the fuck is the Nuremberg? Obviously, it's in Europe. I think it's in Germany. But who cares? We're not going to no Nuremberg. So what does it matter what number you get in the Nuremberg? What matters is on the streets of the country you live in, which is America, or if you live in North America somewhere, and how fast the vehicle is for you on the streets. And the realistic thing about this is the Type R, I own it. I own the Type R. I love it. But I don't think the Type R would outrun the Hellcat on the Nuremberg. I don't think it will. It is an amazing machine and it handles very well, but I don't think it's going to out-handle on the Nuremberg on a car like a Hellcat, because of the fact that the Hellcat has got so much power that any spot to open up the car a little bit, it's going to just make up the time, and it doesn't suck in the turns. It may not be the best, but it doesn't suck in the turns enough for a car severely underpowered to outrun it in, say, Nuremberg, which has plenty of spots that are half a mile to a mile long of just straight road. So yeah, I do love my Hondas. Genesis Coupe is a great car. Yeah, I like my cars like I like my women. And Jose says, Guy is so real. Me or big trucks, or both? I think we're both pretty real. But yeah, Jose, about the Genesis Coupe, it's pretty fast. It's the best car Hyundai have made, and I really believe it's a monster of a car. I love it, but the car can't handle for shit. I mean, it's a decent car. Will it out-handle the Durango on a track? Absolutely not. And if it did, I'd be surprised, and the Durango is heavier. It will not outrun a Hellcat. Now, we have to look at something here. Will we talk about the stock tires on a Hellcat? Absolutely not. Any Hellcat with drag radials or track tires, all you gotta do is change the rubber, because Dodge gave us crappy tires. So all we have to do is change the tires. With my 315 Continentals, there is no chance that a Genesis would outrun me at a track or a road course. I destroy a Genesis Coupe either way. And that's not hate, that's just the truth. Because I love the Genesis Coupe, and my brother owns a Tiburon, and I've driven many Tiburons and love them. So I'm not saying that because I hate it, because I don't. I think the Genesis Coupe is a sick-ass car. I like it. It's a tuner. It's made in Korea. Hyundai did it right, and I love it. It's a badass car. It will not outrun a Hellcat in any situation with equal drivers, as long as the Hellcat has a tire mod and a good driver, or like I like to say, a driver and tire mod. There's just no way. It's not feasible. So back to cars. Here are some cars that I think that give a good run for money to the Hellcat. I think that the CTSV does, but it's slower. A lot of GM guys will argue and say that it's not slower. It is slower. Slower quarter miles, slower 0 to 60, slower top speed, and more expensive. Just the simple facts of reality. That's not me hating on the car, because I've thought about getting a CTSV. I'm sorry if my face is blown out. I'm a camera guy, and it drives me nuts, and I just can't get the sun off my face. And I'm trying to readjust it. Yeah, your Charge RT will definitely smoke a Veloster. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. Xander, I completely agree. There's too much hate going on in the car world. I don't hate other cars. I love all cars that are nice, that are fast. I really, really, truly do. So I don't like it when car guys get into like pissing contests and are mean to others for no reason. I like to call things in a real sense, the truth. And that truth is that, you know, the Hellcat is the biggest bang for buck sedan made in America, period. In fact, the biggest bang for buck sedan in the world. Where are you going to get a four-door sedan that packs over 700 horsepower for less than $120,000 or $100,000? For God's sakes, the Vauxhall Holden car, the Chevy SS, was like 40-something thousand, $50,000 for 400 horsepower. The CTSV is $100,000 optioned out, whereas a Hellcat's like 74. I can get a Trackhawk maxed out. Like, I mean, a fucking maxed out Trackhawk with everything for less than it would cost me for a fucking CTSV. And there ain't no way that fucking CTSV is going to beat a Trackhawk. I'll tell you that right fucking now. Not going to happen. Maybe on a highway pull, but that's for pussy ass shit. I mean, if you're gonna race cars from a dig in a quarter mile, the Trackhawk would destroy a CTSV. Oh, Derek just passed me? Did you really, huh? SRTs are good bang for buck. They truly are. I absolutely love them, but I love all cars. I don't think I dislike really any cars except the shitty Priuses and stuff like that. I'll be honest, I like the CTSV. I love the CTSV. In fact, I've thought about buying one by trading in the Hellcat. I changed my mind, but I thought about it. And I'm not going to say that I don't like the car when I really do, because it's the honest truth. I do like it. But the truth also is that the CTSV, equally matched with equal tires, is slower than the Hellcat. And that's just a fact. The Chevy guys don't like it, but it doesn't mean it's a lie. But I do like the CTSV. If you think about the Mercedes and the BMW M5, the Hellcat's faster than all of them, and it's less money. It's just the simple fact. Now, my favorite brand truck, I had a question about that from Vic. He asked me that. I would have to say that it has to be diesel. I like gasoline trucks like the Raptor, stuff like that, but they're not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite. My favorite is diesel over gasoline any day, and I would have to say to you guys that my favorite truck of all time is a Duramax, which I'll eventually be getting one. The Duramax is just a dream come true to own. I've driven one a very long time ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, and loved it. It was an older one, and the newer ones are much better. They get like 1,000 foot-pound of torque. They can tow up to 20,000 pounds. The new ones can, at least, I think. I'm not a fanboy, for sure. I can agree with that, because I'm not a fanboy. I like all cars. I have mad respect for the CTSV. I got mad respect for the BMW, the Mercedes. I mean, hell, there's a car in front of me right now. Look at this. I remember this car, the Bonneville. The Bonneville was really, truly a remarkable car back in the day, and it comes from the same chassis as the Pontiac Grand Prix, and they had a GTP, which was supercharged. If you guys remember the Grand Prix and the Grand Am days back in the late 90s, those were some really nice cars. And I liked the GTP. I had a Grand Prix. Thanks, Jose. I appreciate it. I've been doing this a very long time. Wish I'd have started my channel a long time ago. But the GXP was the Pontiac. That's right, not GTP, GXP, and it was supercharged, and it was a great car. I think it made like 250 horsepower, 235, something like that. So just a little over 200. Whereas the other ones, the regular Grand Prix, were like 170, 180, and they had a good amount of torque. They're really nice for what they were back in the day. They were awesome. Just like the Beretta, the Chevrolet Beretta GT was nice. Chevy dominated the 90s, I'm not going to lie. The only thing Ford had was a Mustang, and Dodge had the Shadow. Fucking Shadow, that's about it. I mean, what else did Dodge have besides the Viper? So GM really was putting out hot cars in the 90s, I'm not going to lie. GM owned that shit, especially with the Grand Prix and the Grand Am and the Cavalier and the Beretta and all kinds of shit. But then Dodge came out with the Neon in 96, which really wasn't that great, but by 99 and 2000, the Neon was leaning towards the SRT4, which was a dominating American-made sport compact. Probably my favorite sport compact of its era. 240 horsepower turbo. They could do all kinds of numbers when you start building them up. You know, forged internals, iron block, just badass car, badassery all day. The Eagle Talon, very good there. The Grand National was in the 80s, was the fastest production car in America until the Viper came out. So the Grand National and the SRT4, by my opinion, are the two great ones that got not enough attention, if you ask me. You could get a Grand National up to 600 horsepower very easily with its turbo 6-cylinder, and Neons will see 400 horse all day long or more, and they run like 11s when they're built up properly. There's a very nice BMW getting ready to drive by right there. Very nice Beamer. I don't think it's an M. It might be, but it didn't look like it. I don't like the Hummers that much, but they're okay. A Dart SRT would have been awesome. You guys are now thinking like me. I would have loved to have seen a Dodge Dart SRT with a turbo engine making like 250 horsepower. Like, that would have been badass. I would have bought one for the channel. 100% would have bought a Dart if it had an SRT. There's no doubt in my mind that I would have done that. And for the price, introduce a Dodge Dart SRT, starting price point of $29,995, right under $30,000. It's not too late. I could run up there and I would sign one up for this summer. Instead of selling the Hellcat with the plans I got going on right now, I just buy a Dodge Dart SRT, and I'd start modding it out. We'd keep the SRT going on my channel, but I just don't see that happening. Dodge killed the Dart, Chrysler killed the 200. I would have loved to have seen a 200 SRT. Would have been awesome. Would have been potential to put the 5.7 Hemi in the Chrysler 200. 360 horsepower V8 in a small little car like that. They say that they got rid of it because it was too small. Oh, hell no. That's a piss poor excuse. I got some comments coming in here. Yeah, that's why they let it go, probably. Oh, a lot of tranny problems on the Dart? I didn't know about that. Or are you talking about the Chrysler 200? Because I've driven the 200 extensively. I've rented it multiple times, and I thought the Chrysler 200 was nothing short of a brilliant car for what it was. It did have some transmission clicking issues and noises when I rented it a couple of times. But if they had to fix that, it would have been amazing, because that car was comfortable, affordable, good on gas, and I loved it. In fact, I think the Chrysler 200 is one of the best affordable sedans ever made. I just loved it. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I fell in love with it the first time I ever drove the 200. I thought the 200 was in a league of its own for sport compact sedans. Not sport compact, but like smaller sedans, not as big as the Charger is what I mean, or the 300. But I truly believe in my heart, oops, I just about missed my turn. I truly believe in my heart that the 200 was a missed opportunity by Dodge. And the Cruise too. The Cruise was a good car as well. Oh, look at this. I'm driving past a nice Camaro and a Mustang. Look at this. Let me turn it right quick. I'm going to slow down so you guys can see it. Look at that shit right here. Now that right there is badass. That guy's got a Camaro SS and a 5.0 at the same time. That is a car guy right there. That is a true car guy, because he appreciates the fact that the new Camaro is badass, but the 5.0 is a legend. So he's got both cars in his driveway, and he gets Driveway Demon's seal of approval because he's got two fantastic pony cars in the driveway, and he's not brand loyal, which to me tells me a story about his character. And I absolutely fucking love it, because nothing to me screams car guy more than a guy who has two different brands of cars and loves them both. I haven't seen the new Trans Am yet. I do like the old WS6 Trans Ams, and I do like the ZL1 Camaro. Absolutely love them all. I'm just being honest. I absolutely love all of them. So I'm at my destination here. Let me just make sure that I'm not passing it. I may have passed it, so I'm just going to look at the streets. Yeah, his cars look amazing for sure. The Dodge Viper may not be getting a replacement. I'm pretty sure it's not. And that's a long story. It's a very long story, guys, on what's actually going on with the Viper. So to cut to the chase, the Dodge Viper is being cut out because they originally were Dodge, and they went to just Viper, which I think it's still just Viper, but it's now listed under some of Dodge's credentials now. I don't know. They can't figure out what they want. But what I will say is that the Viper's being replaced because it's a V10, and they can't get it into Laguna Seca and all these things like the Nuremberg and track racing and stuff like that, unless the engine puts out naturally, unless it's naturally aspirated, it's a certain weight, it can't burn a certain amount of fuel, everything's got to be a certain way. So they can't turbo it or put a Hellcat engine, they'll lose their class placement. So it's got to stay a V10, and it's not passing emissions, and it's just costing too much to make, which is a lot of the reason why they're doing that. So that's the problem here, essentially, is that they can't do anything else with the Viper. So I'm at my destination, and I'm going to have to end the vlog right now, unfortunately. I'm going to end the vlog as I'm here at my destination, like I said. And so what I want to talk about with you guys is, before I go, is that the Viper, they've really got to work on the Viper because the fact that it's a V10. The fact that it's 10 cylinders, it doesn't get good gas mileage. It gets about the same as the Durango does. So they're losing out on the gas mileage, and no one's buying it except people at the track because it's too expensive to make. It's really a gem of a car, and it's a fantastic vehicle, and it's engineered for a purpose. And that purpose is track racing and driving on the streets at high speeds and being able to handle well, look good, and just be badass. And a lot of people cannot afford that. And the ones that can don't drive them all year. So Dodge is having trouble with it because they can't put the Hellcat engine in, or they lose their naturally aspirated placement in Gran Turismo type deal. So they can't, think of it like a video game. You have your NA class, your supercharged class, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's killing the Viper. That's going to do it for today's vlog, or today's live vlog. I'm coming back with the other vlogs real soon. I got a video I'm working on tonight. Got to run some errands. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm about to hit 10,000 subscribers. Share the video with everyone you know. I got a lot of stuff coming. I'm finishing this video tonight. Hopefully by tomorrow, the next day, it'll be up. And I got a lot more stuff coming to the channel and some more live videos. The meetup tonight, Menlo Park Mall, Edison, New Jersey, upper level parking, at Macy's. Menlo Park Mall, Edison, New Jersey. Macy's, upper level. That's where we're going to be parked, all the way at the back. Come see us at 7:30. We'll see you guys out there. Until the next video, thanks so much to everybody who's watching. I want to see you guys out there tonight. Remember, have fun and be safe. And check out DrivewayDemons.com and support the channel. Get your hoodie there. Brett and a couple other guys in this chat have already gotten one. So I want to see you guys get some hoodies and support the channel at DrivewayDemons.com. Take care, guys. Next video, we'll see you soon.